On day 1, I spawned in as a baby diamond tiger. I was in a diamond sanctuary with a lot of other tigers looking up to me. Why is everyone staring?
As the diamond tiger, your purpose holds great value in our war.
Did you say war? An explosion sounded off, caused by a clan of wolves. The wolves rushed into our valley and started to fight the tigers. My people clearly did not stand a chance, and we were all losing the battle fast. Oh no, I have to protect them. I charged in and tried to fight off one of the wolves, but because of my size, it didn't hurt him at all. He attacked me, and my hearts were extremely low.
So you are meant to be the savior of the felines? You can't even put up a fight!
The head wolf leader was about to strike me down, but the elder tiger jumped in the way. The elder tiger and Grimclaw started to fight each other, but quickly stopped when he got hit with one of Grimclaw's heavy attacks. No! All of the wolves then started to back off.
Count your days. I promise you, they are numbered.
On day 2, the elder brought me under the sanctuary away from the battle. I can tell he wasn't in great condition.
He's been poisoned by Grimclaw. He won't make it.
No! I'll go get a cure. What do you need?
It's too late, Fozo. My death now is inevitable. It is you that is our final hope.
I turned and noticed a shiny diamond artifact on a tall pillar. Out of pure instinct, I ran up and took it.
This will take you to the first of 5 special diamonds, the Saber Diamond. For each one you collect, the closer you will come to stopping the Wolf Nation. Do it for me. End this war.
But Elder, before I can finish my sentence, the Elder died. It's up to me?
Oh no. Without the Elder, there is surely no hope in winning this war.
I left the cave on day 3, knowing I had to find the first diamond. How is this artifact meant to take me to it? It surely doesn't look like a map.
You stay away from me!
What is that? I ran over, only to see a tiny little elephant being attacked by a couple poachers.
Finnegan is going to love this new prize we found.
They kept trying to fight the elephant. I knew I had to do something. I ran in and started to fend them off. I was still small, but since I was a tiger, I can tell they were scared. I let out a powerful roar, which sent the poachers running away.
I'm not done today. Retreat!
And don't come back. That was a close one.
Thanks for saving me. My name's Peanut. My family and I were separated from the wolves, and I don't have a home.
Neither do I. All I know is that I'm supposed to be following this thing. After I threw the item on the floor, Peanut jumped in excitement. Do you know what this is?
You must look in a specific direction with an artifact like this. I remember reading about it, and as an elephant, I remember everything.
It's worth a shot. I picked up the item and started looking around in circles. Once I looked north, the entire thing began to glow. Awesome! I think I know where to go. On day 4, Peanut and I arrived at a diamond outpost.
Whoa, this is amazing!
We both went inside of it and was astonished by the sight. Right down the center of the room held the saber-tooth diamond. This is what I'm looking for. I ran over and picked it up, causing the entire room to shake. What's happening? I looked around and was now in a completely different area. Where am I?
Ah, you made it.
I looked up and saw the Elder Tiger in his spiritual form. Wait, you're here? The Elder Tiger said nothing though, and spawned a Diamond Guardian on the arena.
Attack!
What? The Guardian charged at me with the intent to kill. I tried to fight back, but my hits weren't doing anything.
Breathe. Stay calm.
That's when I noticed a new ability in my inventory. A Diamond Slash? I used it on the Guardian. Take that! Because of my victory, I grew into an adult-sized tiger. I even gained 5 more hearts. Passing these trials upgrade me?
Correct. Each diamond holds a different trial to overcome. Find the rest of the 4 diamonds. The Sun Diamond, the Tiger's Eye Diamond, the Sky Diamond, and the Heart of the Jungle Diamond. As a spirit, I reside here and will help you through your journey. Well done, Bozo.
Bozo!
Ah! I woke up with Peanut yelling at me. Whoa, what's going on? Calm down. I heard loud howling going off in the distance, and that's when it hit me. We were in trouble.
The wolves have found us. We have to go.
Peanut and I were running through the forest fast with the wolf howls getting closer. If they find us...
We are done for.
As we were running, we came across a waterfall. An idea then sparked within me, causing both Peanut and I to go through it as a form of cover. The wolves showed up, confused.
I could have sworn I heard footsteps. Grimclaw won't be happy about this.
It doesn't matter. They've already taken control over this part of the jungle. Let's hurry back to our outpost. I heard we captured more felines.
The outpost? I wonder where that is. The wolves then left, and I knew that me and Peanut had to leave. I turned around, and we both slowly walked through the cave we were in, which led outside of another waterfall. Whoa! This place is awesome!
And safe.
Together, Peanut and I agreed that this would be a perfect hideout for those who oppose the wolves. I quickly got to work, making myself stone tools, and got enough materials to make ourselves a proper shelter. Look, Peanut, this is perfect and safe. The wolves mentioned an outpost. I think it's time I find out more about their mission. After a bit of searching on day 6, I managed to spot the wolves' hideout. Just as they said, it was full of felines. My goodness.
Listen here, Harrison. Take this message and deliver it straight to Grimclaw. It contains the location of a special diamond. We cannot let the Diamond Tiger get its paws on it.
The messenger wolf then picked up the note, nodded, and quickly left the area. So if I get that note, I get the second diamond. It was risky, but I decided to follow after the wolf. On day 7, the wolf was running as fast as he could, with me closing in right behind him. I have to be careful not to get caught. He then stopped inside of a spruce forest and slowly turned around.
Show yourself. I know you are there.
Well, that ended soon. Knowing I was caught, I walked out into the clearing.
I knew I was being followed. Us canines have been putting up with these pesky cats for far too long. Soon, these forests will be fully in our control.
The wolf charged in at me and slashed me with its claws. Memories of day 1 flooded through my mind. I can't lose, not again. I fought back harder than I ever had before. I would hit the wolf and use my diamond slash to do an insane amount of damage.
Oh, no!
The wolf was then down for the count. I looked down and saw the note that he was carrying. Once I picked it up, I read it.
Mr. Grimclaw, sir. We have found the next diamond's location. We need to send a guard there before the Diamond Tiger finds it. Here are the coordinates.
Thank you very much. Because of you guys, I know exactly where to go. On day 8, I followed the coordinates that were on the note. It led me to a temple high on a mountaintop. I climbed up and found a camp that was set up outside. That's interesting. Could it be the wolves? If it was, I had to stay quiet and make sure I wasn't seen. I was able to find the main entryway of the temple and eventually found myself in an old-looking mine shaft. I decided to go down into it. Deep inside of it was the second diamond, the Sun Diamond. Score! I spoke too soon, though. A huge explosion happened on the wall, revealing a treasure hunter.
Oh, Finnegan, you finally found this place. Perfect.
Finnegan? Is this guy connected to those poachers? The treasure hunter ran up to the diamond and grabbed it. Hey, that's mine!
My.
Finnegan then pulled out a tranquilizer gun and shot me. Ow! Ouch! What the heck, man? I fought back, but was feeling slow. What did you do to me? Because of my slowness, I couldn't do much to him at all. He kept shooting at me until my vision started to become blurry. Oh no.
A tiger made a diamond? I must have you.
On days 9 to 10, I slowly woke up. Where am I? My vision fully came back to me, and I noticed that I was inside of a large treasure room. There were various types of ingot mobs all inside of it. Iron zombies, golden creepers? This guy just thinks I'm some sort of prize? Yeah, welcome to the club, buddy. I looked inside of my cage and saw a golden key. What the? You can talk? I know, right? Oh, big shocker. Ooh, the key can talk. Well, guess what? I don't get it either. Whoa, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I looked at our cage and came up with an idea. Stand back. Using my diamond slash, I was able to break through the bars. The key and I were both free. So, are you another one of his prizes? Or, me? No, I was stored here long ago, locked away forever. I'm not really sure about my origin. All I know is that I can unlock doors. Well, maybe we can break out together. The key and I agreed. Since I helped him out of the cell, he brought me over to the door and said he can unlock it. You kind of have to, like, pick me up and do it, though, you know? Do what? The key then jumped and flopped over on the floor, only for me to pick him up in my inventory. Just whatever you do, don't drop me. Okay, I won't. I used the key and was able to unlock the door. Look at that. I kind of know this little place inside and out. I may know where Finnegan is storing that special diamond you're looking for. Follow me, new friend. The key and I made our way through Finnegan's base, and eventually he led me to an observation room. There in the middle was the second diamond. Wow, you weren't kidding. You found it. Yeah, man, of course I did, you know? I'm the greatest. I ran over and picked it up. Because of it, I got pulled into another vision. I was in a similar looking arena, but this time there was a long lava wall splitting it down the middle. And I noticed that I had a new item in my inventory.
Fozo, you have made it to the second trial. This one is a little more tricky.
How so? Just then, fireballs started to shoot out of the lava wall, each aiming straight towards me. I tried my best to dodge them, but sadly wasn't able to.
Breathe, Fozo. Concentrate. Let your inner diamond come forth.
The fire charges kept shooting at me, but with the advice of the elder, I became more calm, more aware. The new item, I pulled it out, and once it was activated, I was able to see any nearby targets through any blocks. Whoa! I noticed that there was a diamond guardian who was throwing these charges at me and knew what I had to do. I waited for the right moment, then countered the fire charge right back to him, causing its defeat. 2 for Fozo, 0 for Diamond Guardians. Because of my success, my body began to transform once again. I gained 5 more hearts. Hey, I'm kind of like you now, Elder.
No, Fozo. You will be better. Keep on working, my boy. You are doing great.
Just then, I got sucked back out of the vision. Whoa, I don't think I'll ever get used to that. Oh, Tiger! Finnegan! He just found out that we escaped. I think we could be in big trouble. On days 13 to 14, the key and I were running through Finnegan's base, trying to find a way out.
Where are you, Diamond Tiger?
Oh no, we have to make sure he doesn't see us. I was able to activate my diamond vision, which showed Finnegan searching through other rooms. Come on, Key, follow me. Yeah, I'm following, bud. Just don't get us killed, okay? While escaping, we came across a locked treasure chest. Oh yeah, check this out. The key opened it, and inside was some iron tools. Oh, so you can help me unlock treasures too? You're pretty awesome, you know that? Yeah. We made it to the exit and knew that we were home free. That is, until I saw Grimclaw. What is he doing here?
I knew I could smell a tiger here. My. How much you've grown.
Oh no, we need to go. Now! I grabbed the key and pocketed him.
You are not going anywhere.
As Grimclaw finished his sentence, he was blasted with one of Finnegan's explosions.
This is my treasure.
You dare to strike me, peasant?
Both Grimclaw and Finnegan began to fight each other. Knowing this was my only chance of escaping, I used this to my advantage and slipped away with the key.
He's getting away. I just want this tiger dead.
Dead? Well, I just want him for his diamond skin.
Well then, maybe we can make ourselves a little deal.
The key and I were both able to escape back to the hideout. Man, that was too close.
Bozo! Oh wow. Thank goodness you're okay. I was worried sick. Look what I did.
Peanut brought us over to a nice fruit farm. This looks great. She handed us over different types of fruit, and after eating it, I felt much better. Thank you, Peanut. With my replenished strength, I went over and made Key his very own house to live in. I got various types of blocks to make sure the entrance of it resembled a keyhole. Do you like it? Like it? Oh, buddy, I love it. Finnegan would have never done something like this for me. I have my own home.
Finnegan? Oh, I've dealt with his poachers. I know, he's the worst.
It was good to see my two new friends getting along. That quickly got interrupted though, because we heard rustling in the trees all above us. Oh no. In a large poof of smoke, we were completely surrounded by cat bandits. They were everywhere. What the?
Diamond Tiger, you're coming with us.
On days 17 to 18, the bandits forced me into a forgotten Aztec temple deep within the jungle. This place looks
Forgotten because it was.
We ended up in the main room. Okay, guys, seriously, what's going on?
Shut up unless spoken to. Jeez, this guy's supposed to end this war?
Silence. Follow me, Tiger.
The bandit leader led me over to a room that held a map. What is this?
The thing you want most, this map, will lead you straight to one of those diamonds you seek.
Oh, wow, great. I ran over to get it, but the diamond shot me back. Ouch.
Not so fast. You want this map? We want something from you first. Us cats possess a fabled 9 lives amulet, which grants us much power. Recently, it has been stolen. That's where you come in.
Let me guess. You want me to get the item for you?
Correct. Get us this amulet, and you'll get your map.
On days 19 to 20, I followed the cat's directions until I arrived at the base of a mountain. Okay. Carved into the side of it was a giant hole, which led to who knows where. I heard loud footsteps venture through it. Is anyone here? I guess there's only one way of finding out. Once inside, I heard a giant sniff and turned around to see a large rat above me.
An intruder! Attack!
The rat charged in and hit me back. His attacks were very strong. My scratches weren't doing anything to him. Using its natural mining ability, the rat dug a giant hole underneath me, causing my capture. Wait! I'm not here to hurt you.
That's what they all say. That's what those horrible wolves said too. But now my family, they're all gone.
No, I'm trying to stop the wolves. But in order to do so, I need to return an amulet that you stole. The rat then pulled out the fabled 9 lives amulet.
I stole this to feel safe. With the dangerous area that I live in, I need it.
Well, it isn't right to steal. Look, I may know of a hideout that can keep you safe, but it's gonna cost you that amulet. How does that sound?
If what you're saying is true, then it sounds like a deal.
On days 21 to 23, I sent the rat over towards our hideout and made my way back to the cat's temple. To my surprise, it was being attacked by a bunch of wolves. Oh no! The cats were fighting back, but I knew they needed my help. I jumped in and started to slash through them.
Yeah, nice of you to join the party.
Yeah, just fight. Our attacks together were a lot stronger, and because of it, the wolves all knew they were in a losing fight.
Retreat!
They all left right before one of them did a finishing blow to the bandit leader. No! He was dying.
Quick, the amulet.
Right. I ran inside of their temple and placed the amulet back down on their pillar, which sent out a huge red burst of energy around the base. I watched right then and there as the cat leader died, but because of the amulet, his body was lifted and regenerated back to life.
Now I have 8 lives left. Thank you, Diamond Tiger. You held up your end of the deal. It's time we hold up ours.
The bandit leader then pulled out the map and threw it over to me.
Just do us a favor and don't disappoint us felines.
On days 24 to 26, I followed the map to a new location, which led me to a tower. The diamond is up there? I slowly but surely made my way up when explosions started to fall from the blocks above. They almost made me fall, but thanks to my quick reaction speed, I was able to dodge them. I used my diamond vision and saw a figure up there, but was too far away to see who it was. Who's doing this? I made my way up to the top and spotted the next diamond. After a quick glance, I couldn't see anyone here. As I went to pick up the diamond, it exploded right in my face. Because of the explosion, it was shattered. No! How am I gonna fix this?
You thought you could just escape me?
You?
Grimclaw and I struck a deal. We learned we both want you dead, and if I kill you, I get to keep your diamonds.
Finnegan charged in at me and used special grenade gadgets to greatly damage me. I tried to fight back, but because of the initial blast, I felt weaker than ever. I knew if I stood and fought, I was done for. But I also knew I couldn't just up and run away. What do I do? Knowing I would surely die either way, I decided to jump straight off the tower. On days 27 to 29, I thankfully landed in a lake below the tower. Thank goodness this was here. I walked out of the lake and started to leave the area as fast as I could. All that mattered was that I had the diamond, but I don't know how I'm going to fix it, or if I even can. I made it back home and saw the rat was there waiting. Hey, I see you found the place.
I did. It looks lovely.
The rat and I made him a nice huge hole inside one of the mountains to serve as his new home.
It's perfect.
Now, to figure out this diamond, I then noticed that there was a library? What's this doing here? I ran in and saw Peanut running around reading through various books. Peanut, have you been studying?
Why, yes, I have. I love reading. You know me.
Well, unless you can help me find a way to forge this diamond back together, I'm afraid all of this is no use.
I think I may know of something. Here it is, Fozo, the Forge of Lost Souls. If any place can fix that diamond, it's this one.
On days 30 to 32, the rat drilled us down inside of a massive forge. Whoa, is this the place?
Yep, it's the Forge of Lost Souls.
Thanks, buddy. I think we got it from here. Peanut and I ventured throughout the blacksmith. Straight down the middle of it was a giant forge that looked almost ancient.
Give me the diamond.
I gave Peanut the shattered diamond, and she walked up to the forge and threw it inside of it. This caused the entire thing to activate. We heard the sound of large wings beginning to flap. I turned around and saw a massive bird flying over our heads. Who are you?
Trespassers! Only those who are worthy can use this forge.
Being made out of diamond isn't worthy enough? The bird shot down magical attacks from the sky, which caused me to temporarily levitate. Ah! I was dropped down.
Keep him busy. The diamond's almost ready.
I did as Peanut told me, but this bird was starting to do some serious damage to me. It levitating me made me able to slash it a few times. But besides that, I couldn't do anything. Any day now!
Now, Bozo, it's ready.
Peanut threw over the diamond at me, which summoned me into another vision. On days 33 to 35, I was standing right in front of the Elder Tiger. Elder, I'm in need of a little help.
I can sense it within you. You have been facing many difficulties, but nonetheless still making extreme progress. Because of that, I'd like to grant you this.
A new ability appeared in my inventory. I shot it, which summoned giant diamond blasts.
Shoot the targets now, young one.
I did as the Elder told me and shot at each target, correctly hitting it. Because of it, I grew stronger in my stance and gained 5 more hearts. Thank you, Elder.
Even in the afterlife, this war has prevented my eternal rest. I want you to know that because of my role as the Elder, I will always be here and help you make sure that us felines win.
I know. Thank you.
Stay strong, Fozo. I shall see you again.
My vision returned, and I was back in the forge with the sunbird charging right at me. I dodged it, and as it was flying away, I used my new diamond blast ability. He stood no chance. He started flying away scared. Yeah, that's right. As he was flying out, he dropped a bottle of sacred honey. What is this? On days 36 to 38, Peanut and I returned back to base, feeling great.
Hey, Fozo, while mining back home, I was able to find a lot of these for you.
The giant rat threw me over some diamonds. Whoa, thanks. I got them and quickly upgraded my tools into diamond ones. I then brought over the bottle of sacred honey to the middle of our hideout. Oh, is that a sacred honey, huh? What's that even supposed to mean, dude? I have no idea. Before we can think anymore, we heard countless howls go off in the distance. I looked all around our hideouts and saw a bunch of wolves overlooking us. Oh no.
Bozo, they found us.
The wolves all charged in and started to attack. Using my diamond slash and blast, they were losing a lot. You guys may have been stronger before, but how about now? Haha! The sky then went dark, and the wolves all stopped and started to act weird. The moon slowly came out from behind the clouds, revealing its pure light onto their skin. This caused all of them to transform into massive, scary werewolves. Oh no. There's no way I can take all these guys on. I have to lead them away from this place. Hey, follow me! I ran away, with the werewolves chasing right behind me. On days 39 to 43, I was running as fast as I could. I heard distant footsteps running throughout the trees, surrounding me. Oh no, they're too fast. I turned around and saw one right there. He swung, and one attack took away a lot of my hearts. I have to fight back. I kept my distance while the werewolf was trying to close in. But thanks to my blast, I was able to keep him at bay. One more blast, and he was down. Then swarmed in another one and another. Ah, no, I can't go out like this. As I was about to die, the sun broke through the trees, causing all of them to turn back into normal wolves. Take this! I shot out a blast that killed one of them, making the rest run away. Ouch! These guys are getting stronger too, but how? I then turned and noticed I was right outside of a strange structure with its entrance in the shape of a wolf's head. Maybe I can find out. On days 45 to 47, I got a closer look of this hideout. Wait, Grimclaw? What is he up to?
With this, my soldiers, you will be granted a strength like no other.
He lifted up an elixir, and once dumped on the wolves, they all began to turn into werewolves. So that's how they're getting stronger.
That blasted tiger escaped me once more.
How pathetic you've turned out to be.
Excuse me?
I gave you one task. To stop this tiger. So I get what I want, and you get what you want. I should have known better than to trust a human. No matter. I sent my men out to take care of him with their new power. So in other words, I don't need you anymore.
Why?
He then attacked Finnegan, making him unconscious. I thought they were friends.
Take him to the dungeons to rot.
I was sneaking my way through Grimclaw's base on days 48 to 50. Why am I doing this? I can't just let Finnegan die. Using my X-ray vision, I made sure there were no guards throughout the base. The only one I managed to find was Finnegan's, and he didn't look so good. I ran throughout the halls and finally entered a room he was being held in.
You here to finish the job, are you? Just do it!
No, I'm better than that. I opened his cell and let him out. Listen, we need to leave now before Grimclaw finds out.
You saved me?
Now's not the time. Come on. We both ran out of the dungeons, and one wolf spotted us.
Hey!
Thankfully, Finnegan threw an explosive at it, killing him.
This why?
We both made it a safe distance out of the wolf's hideout.
Why? Why risk your life for me?
Because, Finnegan, us tigers aren't like the wolves.
Huh.
On days 51 to 53, I was making my way back home. I had to make sure my friends were okay. As I was running, I got hit from behind. Ouch! Who did that?
Me, you idiot!
A bee was flying around me inside of a flower forest. Every time he got close, he hit me, which dealt poison. Hey, knock it off!
I know you have our sacred honey bottle. Give it to me, or I'll use my stinger on you.
I have what? Wait a minute. The honey bottle. You want this?
My queen is a very dangerous lady, and she won't be happy.
Okay. Calm down. Look, bring me to your colony. I have a few questions for your queen. The bee brought me over to a massive tree. Hanging from one of the branches was a beehive. The bee was then flying up. Hey, wait! How am I supposed to get up there?
Take one of these. Stupid non-winged.
The bee threw me over a set of bee wings. Here goes nothing. Okay. Oh, goodness. This feels weird. Once up and inside, there was a row of bees, all lined up, leading to their massive queen.
Bee 579. You dare bring a trespasser here without my knowledge?
Queen, your highness, he possesses the bottle of sacred honey.
As they were talking, I looked up high and saw that they were in possession of one of the sacred diamonds. It was the Sky Diamond. How did you get that?
The diamond? It was here when we moved in. Us bees migrate all the time, and this diamond here serves as a great decoration piece for our home.
I'll make you a deal. You take this bottle of honey, and I take the diamond. The queen then signaled one of her workers to pick up the bottle.
I don't think so. This bottle was rightfully ours. Matter of fact, I'm not quite fond of trespassers.
She got up and started to make her way over to me. Hey, we can talk this out.
No, we won't.
She then started to attack. By herself, she was already really tough, but with her workers by her side, the battle was that much harder. I fought back with my diamonds, trying to show my worth, but she wasn't budging. As we were fighting though, the entire beehive began to shake. What's going on? The beehive then fell out of the tree. My head. I looked around at the now totally destroyed beehive. No! How could this have happened?
Our home, our beautiful empire.
I heard a caw and looked up towards the branches to see the same bird from before. You! I was extremely angry for the bees. Their entire home was now destroyed. I used my diamond blast and was able to shoot the bird one last time right out of the sky. With it defeated, I looked at the bees and can tell that they were all devastated. Guys, I can help you make a new empire.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because everyone deserves to have a home. Look, I know a perfect spot for you guys too. Everything will be fine. The bees were all filled with gratitude.
I think I misjudged you, Tiger. I am sorry. Take this.
The queen brought me over to the diamond and gave it to me, which turned everything white. On days 59 to 60, I was back in another vision, but the arena this time around looked much different. On the temple stood the Elder Tiger, but he looked normal. In the blink of an eye, a swarm of wolves all charged in at him. Oh no! I tried to help, but realized I was stuck in place. He surely was putting up a fight, but was nowhere near winning. He was surely going to lose. Right before he died, the arena flashed again, now being completely empty. What just happened?
That there was a lesson, Fozo. Not all battles are meant to be fought alone. I have learned that the hard way many times, but I want to make sure you never have to.
My body began to change again. I gained 5 more hearts as my diamond skin hardened. And I even grew a diamond on the back of my tail. I looked in my inventory and noticed a diamond staff. When activated, it shot out minions that would help me in my fights. Awesome!
You are close, Fozo. I can feel it.
My vision then came back. Thanks, Elder. I promise I won't let you down. On days 61 to 62, I brought the bee colony back to my hideout. Using the materials from the beehive, we all worked together to make them some new hives, as well as a honey throne for their queen.
This shall do.
Because they were here, flowers began to naturally sprout all throughout the base. Looks like they're fitting in great.
Fozo.
Finnegan, what are you...
I know. You helping me made me realize that my ways were wrong. And I want to return the favor for my rescue. If you trust me, I can potentially lead you to the final diamond.
On days 63 to 65, Finnegan and I made it back to Grimclaw's hideout. Wait, what are we doing here?
I have a special book that was taken from me here. It will lead us to a tiger tomb that I believe will hold the last diamond.
Tiger tomb?
Correct. There have been legends of a tiger spirit that resides here, one of which has never rested.
Maybe it can grant me the last diamond. I trusted Finnegan, and the both of us snuck back into Grimclaw's base. We were being careful, trying not to alert any wolves, until we made it inside of a room that held tigers. Wait, no. Cats?
Diamond Tiger! Grimclaw, he's turned us tigers into these house cats. He's getting stronger by the day.
That monster! I pulled out my pickaxe and freed them. Don't worry, guys. I know a new home for you. I looked over at Finnegan, searching the chests in the room.
No. He's not here.
What do you mean it's not here?
Well. Look who decided to show up.
Oh, no. We were face to face with Grimclaw on days 66 to 68.
Before, Fozo, you amused me, but now you are starting to become a real pain.
Oh no. What do we do?
Follow me.
Finnegan threw a bomb at Grimclaw, which stunned him. While stunned, we were running out of the dungeon as fast as we could until Finnegan got shot in behind by one of his attacks. Finnegan!
Listen closely, Fozo. The poachers. If anyone knows where that book is, it's them.
Why are you telling me this?
They're hit. I'm too weak to go on, I feel it. You rescued me. It's time I return the favor.
Finnegan pushed me out of the way and charged in at Grimclaw. No! Wait! While they were fighting, I knew that I had to leave. Finnegan didn't last long at all and was quickly defeated. On days 69 to 72, I left. Finnegan was gone. I knew that I had to pay respects. I arrived at his base and made him a grave monument out of the riches from his previous adventures. He would have wanted it this way. I know you didn't make the best choices, Finnegan, but you were able to redeem yourself and ended up being a good man. While mourning, I heard the sounds of fireworks all shooting around the courtyard and saw countless poachers there, extremely sad over their loss.
We hereby send off our Captain Finnegan with a proper treasure hunter funeral.
They set off another wave of fireworks, and once done, one of the poachers approached me. Hey, your captain, he sacrificed himself for me. He died a hero. He wanted me to live so that I can find his journal.
All of us here look up to Finnegan, especially me.
The poacher then pulled out Finnegan's journal and threw it over to me. Wait, you guys had it?
This journal holds all of Finnegan's tales of adventure. Use it wisely, Tiger. While you're out adventuring, we will be sworn protectors of your hideout. It's what Finnegan would have wanted.
On days 73 to 77, the poachers and I made it back to my tiger hideout. I helped them build a nice little guarded wall in front of the waterfall so they can keep guard outside of our home. This looks perfect. I then walked inside and saw all of the tiger cats that we recently saved. Knowing they also needed a home, Peanut and I worked together to make them their own little town inside of the hideout.
Thanks, Fozo. This new form feels weird, but it's nice to feel protected.
Of course. I pulled out Finnegan's journal and began to read it. The Tiger's Restless Tomb, a sacred place that resides deep underground. It's said to hold an ancient tiger spirit that has never yet rested before. Whomever rests it shall be granted a special prize, the heart of the jungle diamond. I finished reading the journal, which lastly stated I needed a key in order to enter. I looked up and Key was standing right in front of me. Oh, was that Finnegan's journal you had there? I heard about his sacrifice. You know, I was not expecting a twist like that. Hey, you said you didn't know about your origin, right, Key? Yeah, right. One day, I just remembered being inside of Finnegan's treasure room. Well, I think I just found out about where you really came from. Follow me. On days 78 to 80, Key and I followed the journal's instructions and found a large and creepy gravesite. Oh boy, I feel it, Fozo. This place feels like home to me. Okay, Key, stay close. We walked in, trying to be careful by not setting off any traps. After a while, we stumbled across a statue, much larger than the rest. This one resembled a tiger. The Key stood back. Hey, what are you doing? I don't know, little diamond tiger, but I have a strange instinct. The Key angled himself and beamed out a large yellow laser, which opened up a doorway under the tiger statue. Haha, look at that, dude. I'm like so cool. This is it. This has to be where the last diamond is. On days 81 to 85, we were both underneath the tiger's entry. These tunnels looked like they haven't been roamed in centuries. We came across a room that was filled with bones and lit up by soul lanterns. What now? The soul lanterns then activated. Oh no, what was that? It summoned haunted spirits around the room. Intruder! They all began to attack me. Their hits did a lot of damage. With my new ability, though, I sent out waves of my diamond protectors, which fought them off as well. He was even fighting by shooting his beam on them. Yeah, take that, you losers, yeah! Together, we were able to take all of the ghosts down. The lanterns transformed back, and a passageway opened up in front of us. We walked through the passageway and were met by a large underground tomb. Nature has taken over this place. This soul better be valuable. I walked in front of the tomb and held the journal in my hand. What now? Creepy. Here goes nothing. I let out a roar, which summoned a tiger spirit in front of me. But to my surprise, it was the Elder? Whoa, I bet you didn't see that twist coming.
What is happening? Why have I been brought here?
That's when it hit me.
Even in the afterlife, this war has prevented my eternal rest.
It's you. You're the spirit that needs to rest.
Rest? Fozo, I cannot rest until I know all the tigers are safe.
No, Elder. You've done your job. You've helped me grow so much, and because of you, we have a fighting chance against the wolves.
But I'm scared, Fozo. I'm scared.
Don't be, Elder. Your spirit, your beliefs, they will live on within all tigers. It's okay. Rest now. The Elder Tiger agreed, which caused the entire room to fill with a white aura. The Elder Tiger was now gone, and on a pedestal in front of the tomb was the last diamond, the heart of the jungle. I went over and picked it up. I gained 10 more hearts and felt stronger than ever. I now had wings, just like the Elder, which granted me the power of flight. I promise, Elder, I won't let you down. On days 91 to 94, I made it back home with Key. I looked around at everyone that we brought. Seeing everyone happy, everyone getting along, it filled me with pride. I know the Elder Tiger looked over all of the tigers, but I think it's my destiny to look over not just them, but everyone.
My, Fozo. I know I lost my family, but now, with all of these people, it feels like I've gained a new one.
Me too, Peanut. Me too. The sun then started to set, and we heard howls go off deep within the nearby forests. Wolves rushed in through the front of our hideout and began to attack some of our people. No! I rushed over and made quick work of them.
Bozo, the wolves! I think they're starting their final attack. What should we do?
We are done running. It's time we take the battle to them and fight back. On days 95 to 99, I was following the distant howls and made it to the edge of a jungle. There waiting for me was a line of werewolves and Grimclaw standing in the middle.
You think you have a chance? Once I kill you, I will imprison your people for eternity.
I promise, you won't kill me. Grimclaw then signaled his men, and they all started to attack. I used my wings and flew over them. With my diamond blast, they couldn't even touch me. Some, though, managed to jump high enough and scratch me. Ow! I needed some help. That's when I turned and saw the poachers right by my side. With their weaponry and my powers combined, we managed to turn the tide of this battle and started to take down the werewolves.
No, as feared, he's grown too strong. I must retreat.
I watched as Grimclaw fled, leaving his men an army behind. Coward! Because of this, they all surrendered and stopped attacking.
We did it!
Not yet. Watch them. I have to stop Grimclaw. On day 100, I found and confronted Grimclaw. It's over.
This war, this world, it should have been ours. I will make you regret opposing me in combat.
Grimclaw charged at me with everything he had. Every attack he hit dealt heavy poison damage. I knew that I had to end this fight quick before the poison took me out. I used my wings and was able to fly overhead, allowing me to dodge some of his attacks. But with his high sense of smell and sight, he was too fast for me. Remember your training, Fozo. Remember all of it.
It is you that is our final hope. Remember that, my boy. Remember.
I can't give up. Using everything I had, I hit harder than I've ever had before and shot him. Then summoned my diamond allies and shot him again. I was moving so fast, he didn't even realize what was going on. Surrender, Grimclaw.
Never!
Fine. I shot my diamond blast at him one last time, which defeated him for good. This war is over, and peace was just along the horizons. On day 1, I spawned in as a diamond dragon. Whoa, check it out. I have nice diamond spots. Look at all my riches. It looks like I'm in a huge ruin, too. Before I had any time to explore, though, there was an explosion.
All right, man, loot the cave. Is that a diamond dragon?
Hey, man, what are you doing in my home? This is my stuff.
I must have the diamond dragon. Who knows what riches I can acquire with him?
The king's men started to attack me. I was still a baby, so I only had 5 hearts. I did my best to fight back, but there were too many of them. I was down to just 1 heart. I had to flee. I started to run, and then I started to fly. Whoa, this is awesome. I had to stay focused, though. I flew off to avoid the king.
I will have that diamond dragon's heart!
Wow, it's only day 1, and people are already after me. This is gonna be a long 100 days. On day 2, I crash landed on a house in a forest. Ow, I guess I can't control my flying too much. I'm sorry. Oh, man. This seemed far enough from the king and his men, at least. They wouldn't be be able to track me here. I started to gather some of the wood from the house, and I made a crafting table. After, I crafted myself a set of wooden tools. It wasn't much, but at least I would be more protected. I went off to explore more of the world, and I came across a village that looked barren. I went and asked the villagers what was going on. The villagers were upset and told me I was the reason the king was destroying their villages. What? I just spawned in. How could this be my fault? Whoa, this is not good. I wonder if there's anything I could do to help these people. Suddenly, I started to cough, and whoa, I shot out diamond breath. Hit one of the villagers' houses and completely destroyed it. I didn't mean to. I didn't even know I had these powers. Suddenly, their iron golem started to chase after me. I had to leave. I'm sorry, guys. I flew off, feeling terrible about what I had done. I know I can make this right, but I'm gonna have to get stronger and figure out my powers first. On day 3, I decided I would return to where I came from and see what was left of it. When I arrived, the entire place looked totally looted. Oh man, what happened to my diamond blocks? Those were mine. I started to hear rustling in the cave and turned around to see a little goblin. Hey, what are you doing here? Do you work for that king?
Oh, no. I was just wandering around to find some riches.
Whatever you found, it belongs to me, okay? This is my home and my stuff. The goblin seemed very frightened by me and told me he didn't find anything. I had it, and I was about to use my diamond breath, but the goblin ran away scared. He was trembling, hiding. Is this what I become? A beast? I can't. Hey, how about you come with me and we can make our own base and you can keep the loot?
Oh, yeah, that would be great. My name's Gabi.
Oh, well, that's pretty straightforward. All right, let's go, Gabi. Now, I didn't have to be alone in this world. I had my first friend. First, I gathered some stone and crafted myself a set of stone tools. This was going to be much better than my wooden set. We ventured off and found a nice place to build a home. It wasn't much, but it was better than no home at all. We got to building. I built up a small home for me while the goblin built up a tiny little hut for himself. I used my spare wood to craft some chests and then crafted a few furnaces with the leftover stone I had. On day 4, I woke up to Gabi standing right in front of me. Hey, Gabi, what's going on, man?
I really appreciate you helping me out and being my friend, you know, so here you go.
Gabi threw me over a core diamond and told me he found it at my home when he was looting it. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I looked at the diamond for a second, and then I had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to eat it. When I finished eating it, I transformed. Whoa, I'm way bigger, and I have 15 hearts. My skin looked different, too. I had so many more diamonds on it. I wonder what I'd be able to do with my new powers. Suddenly, a group of Straddlers showed up at my base and started to attack me and Gabi. They started to throw things at me, and I did my best to dodge as many as possible. I tried to use my powers, but I wasn't able to control it. I was able to take them down. Nice. I'm still not accurate, but at least I'm more powerful. Thanks for the diamond, Gabi. I'm glad that you helped show me the value of having friends. After that was all done, I got to upgrading my house to be bigger so I can fit inside. There we go. Talk about upgrades. On day 5, I had a dream of a desolate wasteland. The world was completely empty, and the only thing in it was a massive castle made of gold and diamond blocks. I was inside the castle, in front of the king standing on a massive diamond throne. Hey, what is the meaning of this? You can't just take all the valuables in the world for yourself.
That is where you are wrong. All I care about is acquiring the richest kingdom in the land. You're the only thing I need.
I will never let you get away with this. The villagers deserve to live in peace, not tormented by you.
You are a dragon. No one in this world even likes you. You don't belong, you beast.
He started to run at me and hit me with his sword.
There is nothing you can do to stop me.
I woke up in a panic. Was that a bad dream? No, it had to be more. I think that's the future if I don't stop him. I better get to work. On day 6, I decided to head out and find the king. I needed to confront him fast and put a stop to what he was doing before it was too late. As I was flying around to try to find his castle, I was hit with an arrow and crash landed. Oh no, what was that? A group of knights approached me. They started to attack me. I tried to use my powers again, but they totally failed me this time. This isn't good. Luckily for me, they weren't too tough. I was able to take all of them down with just my sword. Wow, thank goodness for my dragon strength. I started to explore more. Eventually, I had been flying around for almost the entire day and decided to land in a nearby swamp. In the swamp, I saw a giant bird. Hey, do you by any chance know where I can find the king's castle? I'm afraid to say I think I'm the last one. Like I said, I'm looking for the king's castle. Do you know where it is? The bird explained to me that the king lived not too far from here, but it was highly defended. Oh, no. Thanks for the help. I took off towards the castle. On day 7, I arrived at the king's castle. I could hear a lot of commotion going on inside, so I flew up on a wall to try and get a better view. And I saw the king talking to the largest, scariest beast I'd ever seen.
I will take down that dragon, sir, as you command.
As much as I wanted to fight them now, I knew I was not nearly strong enough to take on the king's army and this butcher he hired. I flew off back toward my home to talk to Gabi about what was going on. On my way back, I spotted a cave and decided it was best to try to find some iron to craft upgrades. I flew into the cave and mined enough to craft a set of iron tools as well as some iron armor. This is definitely a start to being able to fight back against that king. On my way out, I spotted some emeralds and mined those too. Maybe I can give these to the villagers and win back their trust. I needed a way to apologize for what I did to them. On day 8, I returned to my base and started to talk to Gabi about the king recruiting the butcher.
Ah, yeah, the butcher's an absolute nightmare, man. Things are not gonna be too good.
I think we need to recruit some of the villagers to fight alongside us and overthrow the king. Without them, I don't think we stand a chance.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I flew off towards the village I'd been to earlier. I knew I needed to win their trust back. And hopefully with my offer of emeralds, they would be willing to join my cause. I landed in there and approached the villagers. They immediately trapped me though. They came up to the cage they trapped me in and told me they were waiting for me to return. They planned to turn me over to the king for the reward. No, please. I came back to give you guys these and apologize. I threw them the emeralds, but they weren't interested in them. They said the reward they were promised was much bigger than a few emeralds. They were still mad that I broke their house earlier. You don't understand, guys. The king will never share with you. If you turn me in, all hope is gonna be lost. I started to get mad. I blew open the cage with my powers, but in doing so, I also took out the house that was being rebuilt. Oh no, not again. The villagers were yelling at me as I flew off back towards my base. Wow, I just want to help these people, but all I've done is angered them more. On day 9, I returned to my base feeling very defeated. To clear my head, I decided to upgrade my home. I wanted to include a lot of the cobblestone that I had acquired from breaking out of the trap the villagers set. I started to collect dirt to create a farm. I also needed a reliable source of food at my base that Gabi and I could share. I got to work creating a farm and then used my leftover cobblestone around the outside of it. The base wasn't much, but it was coming together. It took my mind off the fact that everyone in this world except for Gabi seems to want me gone.
Oh, don't worry, Fozo. Everyone will come around eventually. You just need to give them more time.
Thanks, Gabi. I sure hope so. On day 10, I was awoken by Gabi calling for help. I ran outside and saw a group of mobs attacking my base. I quickly rushed out to defend it. I knocked them back with my sword, and once they were at a distance, I used my diamond breath. I missed the mobs and I took out part of my base. I decided it was not going to be safe to use my diamond breath ever again, so I defeated the rest of the mobs using my sword. Gabi and I worked together to patch up the part of my base I destroyed with my diamond breath. I really need to figure out a way to control my powers better. I wonder if there's a way I can acquire some special diamonds and learn to better use my powers. Who knows what's out there in the world for me. I decided I would head out and explore the world to see if I can find any more special diamonds. On days 11 to 12, I was flying around the world when I saw another village. I looked down and noticed a group of knights approaching it. Once I got closer, I noticed the knights were starting to raid it. They were taking all of their food and going through the village looting their chests. This must be orders from the king because of me. I knew I had to do something. I landed and called out for the knights. They immediately switched their attention to me and started to attack. They rushed in and I started to fight them off with my sword, but there were too many for me to take down. I didn't want to use my powers because I was afraid I was going to hurt the villagers or another one of their homes, but I had no choice. I used my powers and luckily I hit the knights dealing a ton of damage. I used them again. They managed to take the rest of them down. Wow, that was lucky. I know a lot of this is my fault to begin with, but I'm doing what I can to do what's right. The villagers told me it wasn't my fault, and the king's greed had tormented them long before I was even born. Wow, that's something I haven't heard of before. How about you guys come back to my base, and we can work together to take them down. On days 13 to 14, I returned to base with the group of villagers I'd rescued from the king's men. I knew they would be safer here, since the king didn't know where I lived. Gabi and I got to work building them houses to sleep in. We started with just simple houses, but I knew eventually I would need to expand them to make it feel more like the village they were used to. Next, we started working on a farm. I had enough food for Gabi and I, but now that I brought back these guys, I knew it wouldn't be enough. The villagers had offered to work on the farm as repayment for letting them stay with me. How nice of them. Once I finished, I had this incredible idea. I started to work on a project that was going to take a long time. I wanted it to be a symbol of hope and community for the rest of the world to see. I knew it would eventually help everyone in the world fight the king's greed. Once I was finished working on the statue, I was approached by one of the villagers. He told me there was a gathering at the butcher's stronghold. I knew I needed to head there and try to stop the butcher's army from growing strong. The villager dropped me a map and wished me luck. I took the map and headed off toward the butcher's stronghold. On days 15 to 16, I arrived at the location of the butcher's stronghold. I landed and confronted him. What purpose does fighting for the king's greed give you?
Weak dragon, you know nothing of this world. Once I have your head, I will be the richest man in all the land.
Is it worth destroying so many lives and causing so much destruction for that?
The weak villagers don't deserve anything.
these lives are pointless.
You're a monster, and I'm gonna stop you. The butcher charged at me and started to attack. I tried to keep him back with my sword, but he was incredibly fast. Every time he hit me, it was extremely powerful, and I was down to only a few hearts. I tried to use my dragon powers, but I couldn't. This is not good.
Pathetic dragon, your heart is mine.
So I had no choice but to fly off as fast as I could. As I was leaving, though, he shot at me. It hit my left wing. I landed hurt. I couldn't fly anymore. I had to retreat. I knew that I would defeat him once I was stronger. On days 17 to 18, I returned back to my base, feeling incredibly defeated. Gabi approached me, saying that my wing was injured.
Hey, Fozo, what's wrong?
My wing, it's hurt. I wasn't able to use my powers against the butcher. If I can't control them, there's no way I'll be able to defeat him or the king. I need to find more diamonds.
Yeah, well, there's a legend that an old cave not too far from here is said to contain rare ores that have never been seen.
He told me where the cave was and said if the king hadn't already looted it, I might find what I need there. Gabi, why didn't you tell me that earlier? I headed off toward the cave. I reached it as the sun was setting. I found the entrance that Gabi had described to me. Outside the cave entrance was a group of zombies. I needed to clear them out in order to enter. I started to fight them with my sword. They weren't that tough, but with my injured wing, it was hard to fight. Once I had a few of them down, I used my dragon breath to finish them off. Wow, I would really be powerful if I could just use this all the time. I entered the cave and started looking for any special ore I can find. On days 19 to 20, I continued my search into the cave. The king definitely didn't find this cave yet because there was still a ton of iron. I took the time to collect as much as I could and use it to finish my set of armor. This should keep me protected from the butcher. Much better. Deeper in the cave, I finally saw something shiny in the distance. It looked like a diamond, but different. The ore was extremely shiny. I made my way over to it and mined it. I started to eat it, and I can feel myself growing more powerful. Whoa, check it out. I have 25 hearts. My skin also changed, and I'm full diamond now. I'm definitely turning stronger, that's for sure. As I exited the cave, I was attacked by a giant mutant mosquito. He charged me and started to hit me with his fists. This guy was tough, but with my new diamond upgrade, I was tougher. A few more good hits, and I was able to take him out. Nice. I am getting stronger. I flew off towards my base to show Gabi my new upgrade. On days 21 to 23, I returned to my base and quickly found Gabi. Hey, Gabi, check it out. Notice anything different?
Oh, wow, Fozo. You look much shinier. Looking good.
Thanks, Gabi. I decided to take the time to expand my base. I started by making my house bigger. I created a storage room that would be able to hold all the loot I brought back for the villagers on my adventure. Next, Gabi and I started to expand the villagers' houses. I didn't want them living in such basic homes. It was really starting to look like the village they lived in before. Don't mention it, guys. Just trying to make up for what the king has done to you. As I finished building, I noticed some gorillas entering our base. They started to steal all of our crops. Hey, that's not yours. They ran off into the forest, and I chased after them. Luckily, I was a dragon, so it was easy for me to catch up. Where do you think you guys are going with that? The gorilla explained to me that the king had been taking more and more of the jungle to use on his war machines. Wow, I guess it's not only people being affected by the king's greed. I told him he and his family could just live at my base as long as they don't steal any of my food. I brought the gorilla back and built him and his family a little area to live in. Later, I would have to get some of the jungle trees to make it more like their home. The gorilla gave me a banana in gratitude. I was then approached by a villager who told me a nearby kingdom was being attacked by the butcher. An entire kingdom now? Oh no. On days 24 to 26, I made my way to the kingdom that was being attacked by the king and his men. I went in. The king rushed at me and started to attack me. I used my sword to keep him back and try to hit him with my powers, but I kept missing.
Ha ha! Weak dragon, you still haven't mastered your own weapons.
I shot my diamond breath at him again, and luckily this time it hit him. It sent him flying away from the village. Whoa, saving this kingdom really did feel great. I hope all of you guys are okay. I'm starting a new village at my base to protect you all from the king and his men. You guys should tag along. They're extremely grateful and agreed to come back to my base with me. I guess everyone was so sick of that king. I was approached by an old librarian villager, and he gave me a map. He explained to me that the dwarves used to live there, and they collected a lot of special ores in their time. Wow, this might be the key to unlocking my true potential. On days 27 to 29, I returned back to my base with the villagers.
Oh, great. More mouths to feed and more building. Just what we needed.
Despite Gabi's reluctance, we got to work making more homes for the villagers. We built a few houses with a structure for lots of beds to serve as a hotel for the villagers. My plan was to arm them as best as I could to make sure they were able to defend themselves if I was gone. Some of the villagers were reluctant at first, villagers, but they came around to defending themselves. As soon as I armed the villagers, they tried to fight each other over the crops. I stepped in and quickly broke it up. We can't be like the king, guys. It did make me realize we were gonna run low on food with the amount of people living in the village now. So Gabi and I started to expand the farm. Next, I got back to work on my project and started to add more and more material to it. I needed it to be big so that when the time was right, I can use it and send my diamond powers flying across the land. I knew I was going to need more material to finish my statue and would need to find some redstone to power it. That was for another day though. The most important thing for me right now was to find the old dwarven mine and try to unlock my true potential. On days 30 to 32, I set off toward the dwarven mountain. As I was flying over the savannah, I noticed a group of elephants being attacked by the king's men. They must be trying to take their hides and tusks to make armor and weapons. I flew down and quickly started to fight off the king's men. With my new upgraded dragon powers, these puny knights stood no chance. No problem. It's what I'm used to doing. Those knights are the worst. The elephant explained to me that they set up an outpost close by and had been coming daily to kill more and more of them. I knew the dwarven mine could wait, and I needed to help these poor creatures. I flew off toward the outpost. It was a small structure. I can see men with bows and arrows and even some ballistas set up. The men were not very accurate, and I was able to fly by and hit the outpost with my powers, slowly destroying it. After a few passes, the outpost was completely destroyed. Nice. I returned to the elephants and let them know that the outpost had been taken out. No problem, guys. If you are looking for a safer place to live, here are the coordinates to my base. The elephants thanked me, and I headed off toward the Dwarven Mountain. On days 33 to 35, I arrived at the old Dwarven Mountain. Wow, the village's map actually did lead me here. Unfortunately, though, the map ended right here, and I didn't know where to go next. I waited a little while, and suddenly I saw a wandering trader leaving from the backside. Hey, do you know a way into this mountain?
Yeah, there's a small passage in the ravine not too far from here.
What are you doing here to begin with? I heard it was abandoned a long time ago.
Yeah, every few weeks I come back and deliver supplies outside a large door, and I left some gold and other riches. I'm not sure who takes them, but I'll take it.
I thanked the trader and made my way to the ravine he described. Once there, I took a quick look around. It was strange. The mountain contained no ores at all. I started to doubt if the villager had known what he was talking about, when suddenly I was attacked by a group of undead spirits. I started to fight back, but these guys were incredibly tough, and it took a while, but eventually, down they went. On days 36 to 38, I finally arrived at the main door. It was massive and made out of gold blocks. I tried to open it, but I was unable to. I noticed that there were pillars on the outside. 3 of them had shiny gold stars on them, but one was missing. I wonder if I can find the 4th one that'll open the door. Suddenly, I was attacked by an ender golem. He got close and punched me with his fists. I had to keep him away with my sword. If I got too close, he would jump up and slam the ground, which did a ton of damage. This fight was tough, but luckily, I had a lot of hearts. I hit him a few more times and was able to take him down. When he died, he dropped the last star. Oh, how convenient was that? I rushed over to the golden door and placed the final star on the pedestal. Oh no, is that an earthquake? I looked back and saw the door open. I quickly rushed into the door to find out what was on the other side. On days 39 to 41, I entered the large room filled with riches. There's gold as far as my eye can see. Wow, this is crazy. Suddenly, something hit me in the side. Ow, what was that? Who's there?
I knew one day someone would come for our dwarven treasures.
It was a dwarf, or I thought so at least. This guy was massive. I don't want your treasures, okay? I was told you might know of special ores.
Lies!
I had no choice but to fight back against him. He was quick, but I was faster. I was able to hit him with my dragon powers, and I could tell he was getting weak. Listen, I don't want your treasure, okay? I just want to know if you know anything about special ores.
Ah, dragon. Never thought I'd see one. I know of special ores, and by the looks of you, you already found some yourself.
I need them to help grow my powers. The more I eat, the stronger I become, okay?
The final one you seek is buried deep in the desert with an old king, but you'll still need to master your powers.
Will you be able to train me once I get the final ore?
I know nothing of training dragons, but the elves that live deep in the dark forest do.
I thanked the dwarf for the information and left his cave. On days 42 to 44, I returned to my base and saw I was under attack by a group of knights. They were using catapults to attack the wall. I noticed that the group of villagers I had armed were fighting back against them. Wow, I guess that was a really good idea. I used some of my special abilities to take out the catapults. We thought we took them all out, but then I noticed one was running away. He was surely trying to give our position away to the king. I chased after him and caught up to him in the forest. Wow, that was a close one. I returned to the base. I added a few houses for the elephants to live in. They thanked me. As the night was starting to set, I told Gabi about needing to travel to the desert to acquire the last special ore and unlock my full potential.
Yeah, good luck, Fozo. Here, take this.
He threw me a single carrot. Thanks, Gabi. I guess this will come in handy. I flew off toward the desert. On days 45 to 46, I arrived at the humongous temple. It was massive and seemed totally deserted, or so I thought. Inside, I started to notice a lot of tripwires. I did my best to avoid them, but I accidentally stepped on one and arrows started to shoot at me. Like, that was a close one. I heard a clicking noise. Oh no. The ground beneath me blew up and I fell into a pit. When I landed, I was in a massive tomb. I looked around and noticed an ore I'd never seen. I made my way over to grab the ore, but I suddenly heard a grumbling behind me. It was a giant skeleton mummy. I prepared to fight, but the mummy spoke.
What are you doing down here? Why have you awoken me?
I just need to acquire this ore so I can get more powerful and defeat a greedy king that wants to take over the world.
You're not here to defile my grave and steal my riches?
No, just here for the ore.
Oh, alright. Huh, I'm going back to bed.
Oh, that was weird. I collected the ore and ate it. Whoa, I had 30 hearts now. Check it out. I exited the temple and headed back toward my base. On days 47 to 50, as I was flying back to my base, I saw the king and his men traveling with siege machines. No doubt, they were planning to use them on my base or another poor village. I decided to use my powers and fly over the army to destroy as many of these machines as I could. My powers were definitely a lot stronger.
Stupid dragon. I'll have your heart if it's the last thing I do.
You are no match for me, king. My powers have grown too much for you to handle. I decided it was best to fly off and not challenge him now.
I will get you, dragon.
I returned to my base and noticed that the village had been expanded without me. Hey, Gabi, what's going on?
Yeah, more villagers arrived. The word about the dragon trying to overthrow the king is spread and...
Wow, that is amazing. I can't believe you guys built this without me. On days 51 to 53, I woke up and decided to go mining for diamonds and redstone for my project. I went to a nearby cave and was able to collect a ton of redstone. It took me a while, but I was able to find some diamonds as well. I collected as many as I could and used them to make a diamond set of tools and some diamond armor. Check that out, a diamond block dragon with some diamond armor. This is gonna be so easy now. After I was done mining, I started to work on my project. I was going to use the redstone to help power up my diamond launcher. When the time was right, I'll be able to send diamonds all over the world and restore the wealth the king was hoarding for himself. I went to talk to Gabi about the elves that I needed to go see.
I don't trust elves, all right? They're bad people. Goblins and elves have never gotten along.
I understand, Gabi, but the dwarf told me that they are accustomed to training dragons, and I need to understand how to truly control my powers.
Whatever.
Gabi wished me luck, and I headed off toward the dark forest to find the elves. On days 54 to 56, while traveling to the dark forest, I noticed the butcher waiting outside. What are you doing here?
The same could be asked of you.
No reason, just going for a quick fly around the world, you know?
You think the elves can save you? No matter.
How did he know I was here to see the elves? I didn't have time to think about it. He charged after me and started to attack. Luckily, with my diamond armor, now he was less of a threat, and I was able to almost overpower him. Before I could deliver the final blow, he ran off. Oh man, I almost had him. At least he didn't injure any of my wings this time. On days 57 to 59, I was traveling through the dark forest trying to find the elf's base. I had to travel on the ground because the dark forest was too thick to see inside. While I was traveling, I was attacked by a massive horse creature. The creature was fast, and he did a ton of damage. I began to fight him off using my dragon powers. The explosions were loud and very powerful. I hope I don't give my position away to the king and his men. The beast continued to attack me, but I was able to take it down with a few more good hits. I started to travel deeper into the forest when a group of elves ambushed me. No, listen, guys. I need to find the elf who can train me. I didn't want to hurt them because I knew I needed to speak with them, but they would not stop attacking. Suddenly, I was struck with something and started to feel woozy. Oh no, I think I blacked out. On days 60 to 62, I woke up in front of the leader of the elves. Young dragon, I didn't know any of you were left. Listen, sir, I'm sorry I killed one of... No worries. You did not know. Us elves have trained dragons for years. You, however, are very special. Thank you, sir. This is why I'm here. I need to learn to better control my powers. The elf and I traveled to the top of the forest and spent time meditating. He said it would help me not to overthink my shot. We practiced breathing. Next, we spent some time doing target practice in the canopy. I was really starting to feel like I mastered my power. Good, young dragon. You have started to come into your own. I can't thank you enough. I can't wait to go home and show my powers to all my friends. Home? Oh, you're not leaving. We can't have the last dragon leave the world and fly all alone. Wait, what? I tried to fly off, but the elves trapped me in a cage. I tried to use my powers, but I was unable to break out. Dragons are sacred to us elves, and the last one must be preserved. On days 63 to 65, I woke up and tried to reason with the elves. They didn't care about the king and his greed and just wanted to keep me safe from the outside world. You guys do not seem to understand. This guy will not stop at anything until he gets me. He's going to destroy the world over it. Don't worry, young dragon. Our location is safe.
Finally, we found it.
Well, oh no, he's here. Look out. The king and his men started to burn the trees down that were supporting the elf's kingdom. I told you he would stop at nothing. I pleaded with the elf king to let me go. It was the only way to save his people. You are right. He unlocked the cage I was in, and I was able to fly out when he tossed me a bow. This is an ancient dragon bow. Use it well. I thanked him and flew off to draw the king and his men away.
The dragon is fleeing. Follow him.
On days 66 to 68, I returned home to my base. Something seemed different though. I realized Gabi was nowhere to be found. I looked around the base, but was unable to find him, and eventually asked the villager if he'd seen him. The villager told me he had gone out to collect more wood to expand some of the villagers' houses, but had not returned. Oh no. I started to assume something bad happened to Gabi, so I flew off to search for him. I wasn't too far from the base when I noticed a party of knights. I flew down and landed in front of them to ask where my friend was, but they immediately attacked. After training with the elves, these knights were seriously no match for me, and I quickly took all of them out, except one. Where is the little goblin who was at my base, huh? The knight explained to me while Gabi was out chopping wood, the butcher had snuck up and captured him. He had taken him back to his stronghold to use as bait for me. I knew it. I let the knight live for giving me the information I needed and flew off toward the butcher's stronghold. No doubt it was a trap, but I was much stronger than the last time I was there. On days 69 to 71, I arrived at the butcher's stronghold and landed outside of it. A few of his men tried to attack me, but I defeated them easily. I need to find Gabi. I called out for the butcher to show himself, and he finally exited the stronghold to confront me. Where is he?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I haven't seen him.
Your knights already told me you captured him and took him here. Suddenly, Gabi appeared on the walls of the stronghold.
Hey, yo, Fozo, help me out here!
And the butcher's men threw him in a pit of lava. Gabi, no! Gabi was gone. I started to attack the butcher. He ran into a stronghold, and I was unable to get to him. I flew into the air and started to use my powers on the base. I made sure to destroy every part of it. When I was finished, however, I did not see the butcher anywhere. He must have gone away. On days 72 to 74, I arrived at my base, still feeling incredibly sad about my friend. I gathered some materials and decided I would make a small monument for him. Now he will always be here with us. After building the monument, I went off to a nearby cave to acquire more diamonds and redstone for my diamond cannon. I can't lose sight of my mission. In the mine, I found a ton more redstone and more diamonds. I used the diamonds to finish my set of armor and then crafted some extra swords. I left the mine and started to arm the villagers in the base with diamond weapons. This way, we would have the upper hand if the king's men or the butcher decided to attack us again. I took the redstone over to my diamond cannon and started to add more to it. I used some cobblestone to create smooth stone and added it to the statue as well. Nice. This thing is actually getting really close to being done. On days 75 to 77, I woke up to the villagers gathering outside of my house. They told me that the first village I visited was under attack by the king's men. I knew this was finally my chance to win them over and set off toward the village. I arrived and quickly saw the knights were starting to burn it down. Clearly, the king was taking out some of his frustration on these poor villagers. I swooped in and used my dragon powers to take out their siege weapons before landing and using my diamond sword to finish off the rest of them. You're welcome, guys. I've come a long way since the first time I was at your village, and I hope you guys can see that. It's not an issue at all. I understand the struggles you were going through and why you thought that I was the reason everything was wrong. The villagers' houses had been totally destroyed by the knights, so I took them back to my base. On days 78 to 80, I woke up to my base under siege by the butcher and his men. Finally, he has come back, and I'll be able to defeat him once and for all. The villagers fought back against his knights while I took out his siege machines and siege golems. The golems had a ton more health than the other knights. I was able to take them out though using my powers, as well as a few good hits with my sword. Now it's just you and me, butcher. You stand no chance.
I will never surrender. Your heart is mine.
He charged at me, and I flew in the air to avoid him. I used my dragon powers from above to weaken him.
How is this possible? I am the strongest knight in the land.
You are strong, but you have no honor, and therefore, you are weak. He charged at me again, but before he can get to me, my powers defeated him. No more butcher hurting the innocent. On days 81 to 85, I started to rebuild the wall and part of the base that had been destroyed by the butcher and his men. I took the time to build out the wall and make it much bigger and harder for anyone to get inside. This time, if someone attacked, they would stand no chance to get to the village. I then worked with the villagers to rebuild the homes that had been damaged during the battle. All the villagers were extremely grateful for the way I treated them and thanked me for my hard work. It's not a problem, guys. I'm just glad everyone is my friend now. I then set off to the mines to find more diamonds that I would use to armor the villagers with. I collected as many as I could and crafted diamond armor. Finally, I finished my diamond cannon. This thing is gonna make the king so angry when he sees how wealthy all the villagers are now that I'm giving back to them. I used my powers, and only a single diamond was able to be launched from it. I wonder if my power source isn't strong enough then. I remember the dwarf had been using void cores to power the doors to his mine, and I wondered if one of those would be able to power my cannon more effectively. On days 86 to 90, I returned to the dwarf's cave and began asking him to join our cause. Dwarf, I need one of your void cores to power my diamond cannon so I can give riches back to the people.
I am sorry, Dragon, but I can't do it. We dwarves prefer to remain neutral in this world.
You don't seem to understand. Without your help, we may lose everything.
I see your point. The king will stop at nothing until he obtains everything.
The dwarf threw me one of his void cores, exactly what I need to power my cannon. I thanked him and started to leave.
Wait, let me gather my material. I'll come with you.
The dwarf and I returned back to my base. The dwarf then started to craft new weapons I'd never seen from some of his special ores. He began arming the villagers with these weapons, as well as giving them shields and crossbows. Now we're gonna definitely have the upper hand. On days 91 and 94, I went to the center of the cannon with my void core and hoped it would be all I needed to power it. I took a deep breath and used my powers. There was a blinding light, and suddenly it started to rain diamonds all over my village. It worked! I flew off to explore how far the diamond rain had gone. It was as far as I could fly. Even some of the villages I had not visited before were experiencing the diamond rain. I can see the joy on their faces. I returned to my base, feeling extremely proud of what I'd done. On days 95 to 98, I woke up to the sound of horns outside my base. Young dragon, we have decided to join your cause! The king took our home from us and must be stopped! Don't sweat it, guys. I understand you were only trying to protect me. We want to train the rest of your army to be more skilled with arrows so that the king will not stand a chance. The elves trained the villagers in archery and showed them how to master sword combat as well. The villagers were all geared up in diamond armor and now we're combat trained. The king's army was going to stand no chance against us now. We also created this for you, dragon. He threw me a potion. This is a potion that will enhance your powers. With this, you should be unstoppable. I thanked the elf and went to bed. We had a long battle ahead of us. On day 99, I set off toward the king's castle with my army. When we arrived, the king and his men were ready. They had fortified the castle with siege weapons and were gathered outside prepared to fight. The armies charged at each other and clashed in a massive battle. The elves shot bows at the knights from behind, while the villagers held the front line against the men. I flew around the castle, destroying as many siege weapons as I could before attacking the knights from behind. I told the knights they were outmatched and to go home while I dealt with the king. Some of the knights ran away, but others stayed for the fight, and we made quick work of the people who chose to fight. I flew up to the top of the castle to find the king. On day 100, I reached the top of the castle and confronted the king. Surrender! Your army is defeated!
I will never surrender. I want your heart.
The king was so overcome with greed, he had no regard for his own life or the lives of his men. He started to attack me. I drank the potion the elf had given me. I could feel my powers grow even stronger. You do not have to fight me. Back down! The king didn't listen and continued to attack. I hit him with my sword a few times, and when he was weak, I used my powers and knocked him off his castle. I watched as he fell off the castle and was finally defeated.